The Autonomous Activator is a pretty interesting machine. It's part of the Thermal Expansion mod pack, and it has the ability to imitate player actions. You can craft them by combining a chest, 2 ingots, a piston, and a pneumatic servo. Once crafted, you can place it pretty much anywhere. I recommend placing it somewhere with plenty of space so that you have a lot of room to work with. This face with the cross pattern on it is the front face, and it'll be facing towards you after you place it. Right-clicking on it will bring up its interface. Here you'll see a 3x3 grid, which isn't a crafting bench, it actually acts more like an inventory. And over here you'll see 4 buttons. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, just imagine that the front face is a human player, and it can interact with the space in front of it just like a human player would. So if I have the Autonomous Activator set up here with the front face facing this way, this is what it can see. Back on the interface, these 4 buttons here emulate what a player is capable of. So the first button here, you can set it so that it emulates a left click or a right click. So if I set it to left click and then place a block of wood in front of it, it'll destroy the block, just like a human player would. If I place an axe in its inventory, it'll use the axe to destroy the block of wood, which will obviously be much faster, just the same as it would be with a human player. The next button along will enable or disable sneak mode. This is the equivalent of holding down the sneak button on the keyboard, which by default is shift. If you have this button enabled, it'll still continue to do whatever action it was previously doing, just this time with sneak mode enabled. This could come in handy with objects like energy cells that can be picked up using a crescent hammer, but only in sneak mode. This button will alter which items in its inventory it'll use. You can set it so that it only uses the first slot, or if you want, you can set it so it switches between slots one by one with the round robin item use, or if you want, you can set it to random. The last button will emulate a player's aim. Level is the equivalent of looking straight ahead, high is looking up, and low is looking down. So if I put a torch in the inventory and set it to right click aiming high, it'll put the torch here. If I do the same thing with the aim set to level, it'll appear in front, and aiming down, it'll place the torch in this block here. Using the configuration window here, you can set the input and output faces. Blue faces represent inputs, and orange represents outputs. This can be handy if you want to connect item ducts or buildcraft transport pipes. Now this is a pretty strange device, and it's unlike a lot of the other thermal expansion machines. I can't really think of any practical applications for it, so if you're watching this and you have a specific task you think it'd be perfect for, please let us know in the comments. If you found this video helpful or informative, please give it a like, and if you want to see more tutorials like this one, you might want to consider subscribing. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and have a great day!